Hey, oh, that was loud. Hot mic. Goodness gracious.
What is going on?
That was so
What are you
loud.
doing?
Hello, everyone.
What's
Don't look like I got a
happening?
pumpkin on my face. I can eat some pumpkin pie right now. That'd be good.
Uh, do you like pumpkin pie, Matt?
Love pumpkin. Hello,
Yeah.
everyone. Happy
Good morning.
Thursday. Good morning.
Good morning.
Uh,
Welcome to Second Cup.
Violence Rayo. Hello. Welcome.
Here's
Welcome.
the thing. I read that as violin, Soraya. Uh, yeah. Like,
Wahiti. Oh, he. What's up from Paris?
good
Greetings.
morning. Good morning. I just feel
It's like
like,
the Essen crowd is showing up today.
what? Hello to the EU and to Essen. That's right. That's happening right
That's
now.
happening right
They're just
now.
well, they just like wrapped up day one. I was on the socials, and there was some um, people, sharing their day one finds, things that they've checked out for day one. No Soul, good morning. Good morning.
What were some
Good
finds that
morning.
you've seen so far?
I saw somebody post about Gutenberg, which
Gutenberg,
is
the printing press one.
Gutenberg, the printing press one. Which I had shared that with the team when I saw the picture of it first, because they've got these like wooden cubes or tokens in it that are like letterpress. What are those called?
Letter presses,
Letter
like type presses.
type
You put them
but the
onto it.
like the actual like stamp, the actual letters from a letter. What are they called? Urgh. Anyways, all questions for Maddox. Anyways, like they have like little pieces that are like actually those. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. There's Gutenberg. There's Lost. There were Lost Ruins expansion. Did it make it? Did it make it in time? Are
I
people
did
actually
see a
buying
picture of
it?
the Lost Ruins expansion. I mean, I don't know if it's just like a demo copy of it. Was it supposed to be on sale this weekend
Yes.
there?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. I saw a picture of the small box next to the big box. Did see that. What else did I see? Oh, Dune, Secret House, House Secrets, not Secret House.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is the
Um,
detective module.
which, yeah, they're finally almost able to uh, release now that the movie's about to come out. Because that was a funny story where they weren't allowed to release it. Legendary told them they had to hold their release. They were supposed to release that at Gen Con, and they were told they had to hold the release until the movie came out, because Legendary decided there was too much information
Gosh, man, I just can't.
available
I'm
in the game.
working with license. It's got to be something else.
Yeah, so I'm tweeting.
You're
What we
tweeting.
do? Yeah, I almost wrote love now, which
I
is you love, also love now, but trying to tweet live now.
I can't get on Twitter because EG lost, and I just can't. I can't bear the devastation of Twitter comments.
Uh-oh. You can like literally avoid that section of Twitterverse. Like
Nope.
you could just not look at that part.
Nope. The algorithm knows. It knows that I want to see that. So I'm gonna get on there. It's gonna put all the posts at the top.
Also, almost just wrote can't be swatch list.
Nice. Uh,
Lots of almost things happening in this tweet right now.
John on Facebook says, "Big fan. When can we expect Trails Deluxe resources?" Oh, I just wish. I wish they were out right now. Next month. Give me 3 weeks, and we'll get them on our site. At least the first wave of them. There'll be a small release in November, and then a bigger release in
I did it.
early December.
Yeah,
Gosh,
very
that
soon.
thing that just suffered. That was the worst of the 2020 logistics headaches. Was those Trails Deluxe resources? Sad
Uh,
days. But
yeah.
thanks, John.
Well,
Thanks for your interest, and also
yeah,
can't wait to get them for you.
almost there. They're almost coming. Yeah, but spoilers, Matt. You're just like that's when they're releasing. But spoilers, those are spoilers.
That's not spoilers. It's
It's
cool.
like a little bit spoilers. They're
Okay.
coming. They're coming in November.
Hello, the Board Game Bulletin. Welcome. I saw you put in that follow a couple days ago. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for the follow. Thanks for joining.
And then Valenciareo, is that what you're calling it? Not Violence Rayo?
I just want to say violin. So
Violin. Sounds good. They say that individual letters on a letterpress or a typewriter are called types.
oh,
Just violence, huh?
fine. Maybe I'm still gonna call you violin though.
Ooh,
I don't
I
know.
got the light up today. It's just too bright. It's too much. Go a little darker. Jen, how's your week been? What have you been up to?
How's the week been? Week's been great. Uh, what have we been doing? We played some board games. What did we play?
Indigenous Peoples
Played
Day.
state. What?
You took Indigenous People Day off to play board games.
Oh, right. Yeah, took a half day. So, true story. Constantly forget. It's like this is the holiday that I constantly forget about. Um, uh, and the reason I forget about it is because like we wouldn't typically take it off as a company because why? But my wife is an educator, so she gets it off, and it's usually like on the weekend where she's like, "Are you working?" And this is like this is the thing that we do every single year where she's like, "Are you working on Monday?" And I'll be like, "Why?" And she's like, "Because it's Indigenous People Day." And I was like, I'll be like, "Oh right, that's happening again." Because it comes around once a year. So got to took a half day. Spent the afternoon with her. Played Space Race. Played Capone from Eldorado Games. Played Paris.
Paris?
Speaking of Paris, La Cité de la Lumière, which is a little two-player tile placement game. Learned how to play all three of those games. Space Race, super intense. I was telling Matt about it. That's from uh, the folks that did
Project L.
Project L,
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
whose name the publisher name I'm totally forgetting about right now. But it was intense.
It was. You said it was a little heavier than you thought.
I was not expecting the level of heaviness from that game that is in fact there. So we're pretty excited to give it another go. But we were like, wow. And then looked on BGG afterwards, and it's got like a weight ranking of over 3. I'm like, oh, okay. Or Rayo. Rayo is less garish. There we go. Rayo. Okay, we can meet in the middle with Rayo. I like it. No Cell says Solar Post. Capone looks very fun. Capone is really interesting. So Capone is just this open negotiation game with like the coolest patinaed coins I've ever seen. It didn't like from Eldorado's games, right? They've just their most recent thing is Legends Academy. They also their Windward, like that's this publisher. And Capone was just like not a very like super funded like it obviously funded, but it didn't like get like a ton of traction while it was on Kickstarter. Which totally surprised me because I was like, how are more people not like super interested in this thing? Because it's about prohibition and it's about you run a speakeasy. But it's a very like party game with up to 5 players, and then uh, um, you have this fixed amount of alcohol that comes into play every round. One player ends up getting all of that alcohol, but everybody's got people whose orders need to be filled, and you're drafting around these people who are going to come visit your speakeasy, and you have to fill their orders. So you don't want them hanging out in your speakeasy, and you don't want too much alcohol. You want like to bring the alcohol in and then send it out. So you're negotiating, but you can negotiate with anything from the people in your bar to money to other alcohol you might have out on your sidewalk. It's just like milk cartons. You just leave them on the sidewalk. It's pretty cute. So you can negotiate with anything, and it's not turn-based. It's just open. You just
negotiate until
just
everyone
live
passes.
talking, live chatting. Yeah. So like at 2 players, like it's not. We learned how to play the game at 2 players, right? Um, but as a full player count game, the you can just feel how the game would get chaotic. You can totally see how it would get chaotic. People talking over each other, people like bidding over each other, for the really, because resources are very fixed in from round to round. So it was very enjoyable, and I'm excited to play it at that larger player count for sure. And then my other, I went to see No Time to Die, but spoilers, we can't talk about it
Sorry,
because
Matt didn't complete his homework.
freaking Matt,
Matt didn't complete his
one
homework.
job,
I tried last night.
job.
I had tickets set up for 8 o'clock, but we had to drive up to Indiana to grab my kids who were with their grandparents, and they got stuck in traffic. We didn't get back home. We didn't roll in until 8:20. So
Whew.
it would have I would have missed. I guess I could have missed the first 5 minutes. But who wants to miss the opening scene of a Bond movie?
No, for sure not.
So we'll make it happen. We'll get it done before next trip.
My theater experience, it was weird, but I want to hear from you, Matt. What's your week been like?
I'll talk about it in just a second. But first, George. I'm good with that. I've watched every monthly update. This is on Facebook. I've watched every monthly update from you guys. Always looking forward to see you too. Is Jen the CEO of Keymaster? I won't correct you. She might need to be. I'm glad that she is large and in charge over on those monthly updates. If you don't know, she's talking about our monthly updates to the Kickstarter backers. We got one coming soon. We got an update brewing. And then Chris said, have you played Chronicles of Crime? I just bought it last week. Really interesting. I have not. That's the one that's got the iPhone integration, right? So it's or the app integration. So you're scanning stuff with your phone.
Yeah, it's like augmented reality, right? Kind of.
Yeah. Well, it's you just scan anything, right? Even outside the game? Or does it...
shoot, I played the intro thing. So you're scanning sections of it, and it prompts things. Chris, are you saying yes to the AR? Are you saying yes to augmented reality? I don't know if you can scan it. I don't remember, but I feel because I know there's scannable things. There's QR codes that are, or not QR codes, but sections of the map that come out, or cards. There's cards with characters on them, and you scan them for dialogue and stuff. Anyways, I shouldn't talk about this game because I definitely don't know enough about it.
I think people love it. I don't have anything that in my collection right now. Right? I don't really have that mystery, even murder in Hong Kong. What is that? Deception. I don't have Deception.
Great.
Don't have Chronicles of Crime. Don't have the other detective in a box one. I do have Detective City of Angels. Mm-hmm. There's a whole genre, right?
Detective that Dune. I almost said Secret House again.
Yeah.
House Secrets.
House Secrets, because there's House Wars. No, that's the House Wars is the Mistborn one. Mistborn House Wars. And then there's Dune House Secrets. It's there's so many names. John Powers. Hey John. Good to see you. Said I saw monsters and thought this was a Campy Creatures announcement. No Campy Creatures announcements. We are going to be talking about monsters today.
We are.
And we'll always talking about monsters because it's excited for Campy Creatures announcements, but none today.
And it's just the month of camp. It's a favorite month of ours.
And let's see. Oh, and then Rayo points out that there's different release dates, EU versus the US. They already have seen Dune, which makes me think that I could probably go out on the internet and watch it right now. But I'm not going to because I got my tickets. Next Thursday. Next Thursday. IMAX, 7 p.m.
Oh, man. You're going on Thursday.
Let's go. I know. You're going on Friday, right?
Yeah,
I'll be sure to text you on
Rebecca
Friday
was like,
morning.
she was like, she drew the hard line. It was like cemented. She poured cement into it, and she was like, "No, we're not going to the movie on Thursday." And I was like,
Rio
"That's when
says
you know."
definitely worth the theater. The soundtrack will rattle your bones. The soundtrack's already been rattling my bones. I have been cranking it when I'm in the
Mm-hmm.
truck solo these days.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of soundtrack, Mondo released the
Oh, I think I pulled that
Dune
up.
sketchbook yesterday. No, 2 days. No, yesterday, because yesterday was Wednesday. Got it. Days of the week. Very cool. Greg Ruth did the cover illustration for it, which is now going to be released as a print today. And I will not be buying the print because I bought the soundtrack and I don't need to buy the print, right, Matt? Right. Good talk. Okay.
I need to zoom
So
out. How do I
very
zoom?
excited for that because it's not only the actual soundtrack attached to the film, but it's his extended suite of like everything.
All right, so we're doing that. Oh man, I just totally. It looked so good, and now it doesn't look that good. Okay, hold on. Huzzah!
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just look at it. It's very nice. So very nice.
All right, I've got.
Matt almost got this. And then he didn't.
I did. My kids have turntables, but the auto. I mean, it's just the auto quality's not there. It's not like I'm sitting around listening to vinyl in their rooms on their little.
Well, yeah, I mean it's really like like they well you got them those like those small like suitcase style
Yep.
turntables, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they love them.
Yeah.
This is such an awesome illustration though for this vinyl cover.
Oh yeah, so good, so good. For the my vinyl's coming out of a Marshall speaker, so yeah, like it's definitely like you get out what you put into to vinyl playing. Oh look, it wants you to sign up so you can be the first to know for future announcements, Matt.
Always got to
Like
be the first one to know.
always got to be the first to know.
And you said there was another. Oh wait, we're talking about monsters today. Look at this drop. This isn't a drop. This is just Invisible Man, Mummy, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
I don't know what you're see. See now I gotta wait for my thing to catch up. What are you talking about? On Mondo?
Yeah,
Oh,
Jen.
I'm still waiting. I'm
Jen.
still waiting.
You're gonna get.
Oh yeah, that invisible creature. Now I know what you're talking about. That invisible creature. I'm sorry, Invisible Man print was tough to walk away from.
I'm digging this Creature from the Black Lagoon.
There's so many Creature from the Black Lagoon. So Francis Francavilla has a Creature from the Black Lagoon that he did in the past. It's so good. It's like he posts pictures of it in around this time. It's so good. That's
Mondo.
that artist from Creature in the Black Lagoon does like lots of Grateful Dead prints. It's a vibe. Never gotten into Grateful Dead.
I think that's a decision anyone can make. You don't
Yeah.
have to be in the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it goes back to a question for me. What did I do this week? Well, we were up with my in-laws Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which means lots of F1 racing.
Mm-hmm.
So super fun Turkish Grand Prix. Next weekend is Austin. Getting stoked for that.
That's right, U.S.
That's right. And then, next year we got 2 U.S. Grand Prix. I got Jen in on the pre-sale. Got to get in that pre-sale. It's next week for Miami.
In it.
I did not put down the $5,000 deposit to get club seats, but
not yet.
Board game money's not that good. Just hoping for some cheap sheet. I just want to be in Miami that weekend and maybe be able to see the track, from a distance. So
yeah. Honestly, I've heard that practice and qualifying, the Friday, Saturday, are like they're just like equally as fun as the race day. So yes, race day is cool, but like seeing practice and qualifying is also very cool.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
And I think there's better chances of just like being able to get up close to the track
Yeah.
on those days than the actual race day,
Yeah.
where you're like, no, go sit in this seat far away.
Right. So watched F1, which Jen's got some F1 entertainment news somewhere along the way. Watched F1. Watched a lot of Dota 2. My team, Evil Geniuses. If you missed the beginning of the stream, we lost this morning. It's very sad. I'm gonna recover though. I'm gonna rebound. I'll be all right.
You're gonna be okay, man.
But I watched a lot of Dota this weekend, and then this week played some Rising Sun. Got just trounced. Got trounced by someone who just destroyed.
Still upset.
I still like 3-player. I think Rising Sun at 3 players is a lot of fun. There's a lot of interesting things that happen, but it can get really snowbally for one player. That's been a lot of my experience in 3-player. Played some Castles of Burgundy on Board Game Arena.
Whoa.
Which wait, speaking of Board Game Arena, we'll hit that in a second. And then other than that, have been getting ready for going camping tonight with the kids.
That's
kids
awesome.
Are on fall break.
Nice.
So we're doing our first family tent camping.
What?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Henry Horton State Park. It's really nothing special, but it's a test run.
What's the proximity to the house?
Oh, like 45 minutes away.
Okay.
This is baby steps here, okay? Baby steps.
This is for. I was just checking because if it's like a just in case, you know.
There's no just. We're full committed. There's no way that we're aborting mission. I just want it to be as smooth as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Damage. I love tent camping. I am a little unsure about just car camping versus backpacking because I really like the sleeping's not the fun part. The setting up campsite's not the fun part. The hiking is.
Well, so just hanging out, relaxing. Like the like making food and just kind of like chilling, or getting the fire going, chilling around the fire, or if you're gonna do an activity, doing an activity for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are definitely not at this point. We are not interested in backpacking because we like car camping too much. We like the flexibility of like taking a board game or two with us to play with friends, or being able to take nice food with us. Like we have like specialty like camp recipes that we're like cooking out of, and they're delicious. But like they come in big 40-liter coolers.
We're just baby steps. This will be round 1. I hope to camp at least once more, if not twice more, before it gets too cold here. So we just been putting it off. We've been way too busy.
Awesome. I hope all the kids love it.
Yeah. Real quick, let's see. Chris asks, why is everyone I know randomly into F1? This is new, yeah? It's because, Jen, what do they need to watch? What do all of our viewers need to watch?
Oh, man, it really is a must-watch. If you're even remotely interested in racing and are like, wow, I want to understand why people like racing, but you think that racing is entirely NASCAR, which it's not. NASCAR's garbage, hot take. That's my opinion.
Is it that hot?
Formula One.
I don't even know if that was hot.
Formula One Drive to Survive. We can clip that later. Formula One Drive to Survive on Netflix series, which is I guess I hesitate to recommend right now because I think some people on Netflix are doing a walkout today, unfortunately, or they're doing it on Friday.
Because of the Chris Rock, yeah.
Yeah, because Chris Rock can't just like make better, or no, Dave Chappelle. It's not Chris Rock, it's Dave Chappelle.
You're right.
Dave Chappelle. You can't just make better. I'm like, Dave Chappelle, you're a funny person. Like, you don't have to punch down to be funny. Like, you make plenty of funny jokes. Just, yeah. Anyways, so Formula One Drive to Survive has 3 seasons. It's ongoing. I think that it's like doing really well for Netflix because, as far as I can tell, like they're like just gonna be that film crew is just gonna be out there filming for the foreseeable future. Yeah. So they just follow around all the teams of Formula One. And they really do like a really great job at succinctly and from first-person perspectives of all the teams, not just like one team or two teams, but really all of the teams, giving you a behind-the-scenes look at like what Formula One is about, which is just like it's like, yeah, it's intense. 20 people in the world can do that job or allowed to do that job. It is insanely competitive and like requires essentially perfection week in and week out. It's crazy. Anyways.
It definitely hooked me. So I watched it, I don't know, back in February or March. So you've heard me, I mean, I think if you've been around the stream for a while, you've heard me talk about F1. And I am just full commit obsessed with Formula One.
Yeah, it's hard, and it's not even about like, it's not about having your favorite driver. Like you like, how can you even have like, seriously, you watch the show and you're just like, I don't have a favorite driver. All of these guys that are doing this job are like insanely talented and incredible in their own right. Like you can like one particular branding over another. Sure, if you want to like one team over another, like go for it. There's no American driver, so it's not like all of these European races. They're like rooting for their driver who's from their home country. We don't have to worry about that because no American currently does this.
Yeah, who was the last American F1 driver?
I don't know. Rayo says F1 will race in St. Petersburg starting in 2023. That would be the closest. That would be the closest track to them. So that would be very, very cool. We hope that for sure you get to do that one day.
1978? Is that what I'm seeing? Oh, Mario Andretti. Duh. Yeah.
Who is 90s, early 2000s?
Oh, no. He raced in the 60s and the 70s.
Oh. Well, okay.
He's got a racing team now. Andretti Racing.
Oh.
Maybe his kid. I don't know. Does he have a kid that's...
There's nobody since then?
Correct. Yeah, Mario Andretti's 81 years old right now.
Well, okay. When are they going to make a movie about him?
I mean,
yeah, okay. Bridgewater Me, his son Michael Andretti tried it and wasn't competitive. I guess that's kind of like Schumacher's son. Well, that's not kind of like Schumacher's son also is a Formula 2 driver, not a Formula 1 driver.
Yeah.
But Formula 2 is, like the minor leagues where they get pulled drivers or they get pulled up from, basically.
Rayo did just bring up the fact that there is an American team.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
They'll take money from anywhere.
Most of their funding comes from the U.S., but it's like a lot of their employees, a lot of their operations are still overseas. So Schumacher, yes. Mick Schumacher, he did make the jump from F2 to F1 this year because of Haas. He drives for Haas, and Haas needed some more money, so they went to a German company to get some more money, and they were like, we would like a German driver. So now you got it.
Right. Yeah, good call.
He's doing all right. He's doing fine. Haas is just hot garbage.
It's a spoiler for the end of season 3. Drive to Survive.
Sorry, spoilers.
Actually, Haas, I was gonna tell this to Mount later. This is my most recent take out of Drive to Survive. Haas's principal is not my favorite person. They're not my favorite human.
You don't like Steiner?
They're just not my favorite human.
Cars have spoilers. I will allow that dad joke just this once. All right, so listen, Jen, we're 30 minutes into the stream. We haven't talked about monsters yet.
All right.
People didn't come to talk about F1, but first, before we do that, hey guys, have you checked out the front page of Board Game Arena today? Because they be talking about Epoxa, yeah?
What, is that because of Schumacher?
No.
Oh, look, there it is. Front page. Hey,
Front page.
Parks on Board Game Arena. You can play. You didn't know. There it is.
We're getting set up. We're getting it set up for arena. So for those of you who participate in arena matches, you can get on in. Oh, what is this? What is this? Oh, Rayo comes in with the best little emojis. Is that like Pepe the Frog?
It is a pretty great emoji. All right. Well, let's.
That's it. I just need to tell you about that.
We can get set up for the topic for today. That's fine.
We're not going to be talking about Richard Garfield's King of Tokyo. Not those monsters.
No. Different monsters.
We're going to be talking about classic.
But leave that up, Matt, because we're probably gonna need the internet, the help of the internet today.
I'm here. I'm okay.
There. We're definitely gonna need the help of the internet. So here's the thing. My last piece of entertainment, which I was gonna come back to theater and say, hey, Rebecca and I watched. So we went to see No Time to Die in theater. Was just the part of that I'll talk about. And we walked out and we're like, wow. I really did miss going to the movie theater. Like, you just think that everything's fine and that you're like, man, I got this great setup at home. But like, we were there and we're like, yeah, I kind of miss doing this. Like when you're there, it's easy to like, if you're not going and then it's fine and it's this thing in the distance, you're like, no, I don't need that. But once we went back, it was like, wow, there's something special about going to a movie theater. But speaking of movies, last night, Matt, I was browsing, because my next episode of Drive to Survive is a Haas episode. And I wasn't very motivated because of my previous comment. I wasn't very motivated to watch it, so I was looking for other things to watch instead. And HBO Max has this section called Cult Classics. So I'm like, oh, well, it's Halloween. Let me go look in here and see what's in here. And The Blob came up. And I like sat there and I looked at it for a while because I was like, I don't like watching these movies. It's just never been a thing that I've been into. But I feel like that's cheating because we have Campy Creatures. And how can you be a Campy Creatures fan if you're not like, versed?
I don't know. You can be. But also, you should. You shouldn't.
But this is a Criterion movie. So The Blob it's in the Criterion collection. I was like, okay, Jen, like, you need to get over this. This is clearly like, cult classics don't become cult classics for no reason. So I watched it and I was like, Matt, that movie is excellent.
Yeah.
It's like, there's some really interesting, and it's clearly like there's just clear first of its kind things happening in the movie. By no means is it perfect storytelling. It's just storytelling with clear intention and execution. And I was eating dinner while I was watching it, and I was like, you know what? Even though this is a movie from a really long time ago, I'm a little skeeved out by that Blob.
Now, did you watch the 1988 or the
No.
1958 with Steve McQueen?
Steve McQueen's The Blob. The original Blob.
All right.
So it got me thinking for today's topic, which is that we don't have an ultimate Campy Creatures inspired movie / TV show watch list, because I'm not sure if we can get through the entire Campy Creatures list without bringing in like at least one TV show, right? Demogorgon, am I right?
Yes.
But I was also curious, between like a lot of these movies have been remade a lot, right? Universal Monsters has been remade a ton. The Mummy remade to death. But like, are there some newer movies that are better than some of the older movies? Or are there newer movies that you prefer to some of these older, 30s, 40s, and 50s movies that are, like some of them are too cheesy or too cheeky. But Matt and I aren't, so we're not big horror monster movie people, right, Matt?
Yeah. Monster movies not my thing.
It's not your thing.
But I started going through and realizing that I've got a lot of movies that feature monsters. They're just not the classic ones.
Mm-hmm.
So we need a list. We need to come up with a list.
So we need a list. we need your help, chat. So if you're here, if you're listening in, if you've got a favorite, we're gonna go through the monsters in number order.
Okay. Straight from low
and
to
we're
high
gonna
or high to low?
low to high.
Okay.
Low to high. And we're gonna come up with a list of things that should be watched next to each of those creatures for each of those creatures.
Okay.
So the first thing we're starting with is the Blob.
The Blob.
The Blob.
Okay, so I've never seen either of the Blobs.
Okay.
And there's some other ones. I found a couple more Blobs, but I've never seen the Blobs. But does Onward count? Because they have a gelatinous cube. Does Onward count?
See, this is the. I don't know.
I don't think so. It's only that one scene. It's a great scene. They talk about it before, and then
it is a great scene. You were trying. You are England. This is what I'm saying. I'm like, I feel like we can push into this. Like, what is this list actually made of? I would totally watch Onward again and again and again.
Okay, so you got the Blob. What are some other movies with the Blob? Monsters vs. Aliens. Okay. Flubber.
Oh,
ooh,
Flubber.
Interesting.
See, I didn't see that coming.
I mean, how could you? I've probably seen that movie a dozen times. That was a classic in my childhood.
I don't know the last time I watched Flubber. Now I feel like a poser. When was the last time I watched? It's been a long time.
Based on the Blob. Movies based on the Blob. What do we got, Google? Strange History of the Blob movies. You got the Blob, 1958. You got Beware the Blob, 1972. Ooh. Nope. The Blob, 1988.
Some heavy. Whoa. Was this before they tried to do a sequel, like a long-term sequel as a remake? Before they were like, what if we just remade it instead?
Let's see, the forthcoming Blob remake. Seems to be it. Okay, I don't know. I mean, I gotta feel like I gotta go with Onward on this one. I get it's weak, but
all right. So we've got.
You said you really digged the original. You said it was good.
Onward and Flubber are definitely Blob's burgers. The OG Blob, I think in this case, this is just now that I have watched it, so I'm looking for somebody to incentivize with like. I think maybe in some of these cases, there's definitely some clear like classic creature feature movies that are worth adding to the list, even if they don't like make ultimate lists. And maybe we can kind of come back and be like, here's the definitive list after we'll put a couple in for each of these, and then we can circle back on this list and really like be like, this is what it needs to be. So I feel like the Blob is like, you got to go give it a try. Like now that I've done it, I feel like I was like, that was important for me to do. I don't know if I would ever watch the Blob again. Right. And like, that's kind of the thing. It's like, this is a campy creatures watch list, which means that like, this is the list that we're going to come to of movies we're going to watch every single October to just because it's just this is that list that I want. Like, I don't want to watch Halloween. I don't want to watch Freddy vs. Jason. I don't want to watch Saw. I don't want to watch anything about anybody being freaking up, like possessed.
Yeah.
Just, The Haunting of Hill House is truly like the extreme, the extent of like, that is me really going out on a limb, and that is incredible storytelling. And therefore I'm just willing to but always during the daytime. Clearly sun is in the middle of the sky when I'm watching those. Because those are challenging,
Yep.
So I don't know if you could watch these over and over again, but maybe I could. But then there's some clear things where you're just like, wow, the woman is the female character is like super ditzy, like just super damsel in distressy, and you're just like, ah, really?
Mm-hmm.
So, mhm. Onward doesn't have that. All right, creature number 2, the swamp creature.
Swamp creature. Okay.
So,
Which is creature of the Black Lagoon.
Creature from the Black Lagoon is our starter here, our classic that we start from here.
Here we go. Creature from the Black Lagoon. Black and white, 1954. Where's the IMDb?
Which is also like this is one of those interesting things where like so I haven't watched this. I literally just started like just watched the blob last night. So that one Avatar: The Last Airbender episode. See, I don't even watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, so I have no idea. The poster for these movies is so colorized. It's so color rich.
Mm-hmm.
That it's like shocking to me that this movie is in black and white.
Yeah. Makes sense. I'm just scrolling through photos. Julie Adams. I thought that was Julie Andrews, and I was like, that's not Julie Andrews. Oh, so here's a color. This is what.
But here's the pushback on this for like a super contemporary movie, right? What's the one with the water?
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water. Thank you.
Have you seen that?
I have.
I heard it's incredible. It's like a one-time watch though. You watch it once.
Well, here we are again. Like, I don't know if it's I think that there's like so many incredible things happening in it. That like as a full story experience, sure, I think that's a story to be experienced one time. But there's some like visual things that are really well done. So I feel like The Shape of Water here is a contender as another like as that contemporary pushback, the way that Onward and Flub are the alternatives to the Blob here.
And then you've also got what I was thinking of one. Wasn't there one in that Sean Connery League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? Didn't they have like who was in the League of Extraordinary? Very forgettable movie.
Yeah. I come back to that movie and I'll still watch it in the hopes that it like gets better, and it just doesn't. Cause I'm just like, this movie should be good, right? And then it's not.
No, that was not no swamp creature.
But there's no. I mean, you have the Jekyll and Hyde character. You have Van Helsing. You have Dracula. You have who else is in the league?
I don't remember.
Dracula's not in the league.
Okay, so here you go. Wikipedia giving us other swamp creatures. So not exactly creature from the Black Swamp, but Will-o'-the-Wisp, Bunyip, Grootslong. These are all like mythical creatures. The Hydra,
okay.
Greek, Honey Island swamp monster in Louisiana, as the Cajuns, also known as the Cajun Sasquatch.
Cajun Sasquatch. What?
What is this? No movie about it though.
Pull up a tab. Now we're gonna read about that later.
Okay. You've got Beowulf or Grendel and Beowulf. That's a swamp creature.
Grendel and Beowulf is a swamp creature?
Marsh near...
Watch that movie. Talk about a movie that got really bad reviews, and I was just like, I've not watched that movie.
They were trying to be all cutting edge CGI. Angelina Jolie as Medusa, right?
Is that who?
No, not Medusa.
You can say it.
Well, we'll think about it in a minute. Okay, and then DC's got Swamp Thing, and Marvel's got Man Thing. Solomon Grundy is a swamp creature. There's really not a lot of other. It's kind of it. The swamp creature is it.
just takes on it, right? I feel like it's been redone.
The Swamp Thing, 1982. Okay.
Wait, I'm gonna see that the one Avatar: The Last Airbender episode and raise you that one Scooby Doo. Where are you episode?
Whoa, wait a second. Wait a second. Do you guys know there's a 2019
Also, Swamp Thing
CW?
from 1982. Swamp Thing.
Did you guys know that like the CW had the Swamp Thing, a TV show? What?
No, no.
This is wow.
This is what happens when you're just. This is when you like actively avoid these things because you don't like them.
What? It was 7.5 out of 10.
I mean, it's not a bad score.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
No Cell said CW tried, but it didn't go well. Rayo says, I've got Shape of Water on Blu-ray. Maybe I should give it a spin in the spirit of the month. I agree with that. Originally saw it in theaters. Bridgewater Me says there's also Swamp Thing from 1982. Swamp Thing from 1982. Bridgewater, is this list worthy though? Is this a remake that's just mediocre, or I will write it down.
Huh. I mean, so it's not great ratings on
What
the
is
old
that?
That was this
That's
picture.
the TV show?
Yeah, it's the TV
Whoa.
show.
It looks weird.
Yeah, not a lot of okay. So
Go back, careful, just scrolling through pics there.
I know we got some boobs. Careful. They were broad.
No, see, I'm getting it on a delay.
I think Shape of Water is kind of in the lead right here, but maybe that's just recency
but
bias.
Creature from the Black Lagoon could be like excellent. You know, like there is a certain level of there's that campiness. I could see, like, going back to the Blob for a second, like OG Blob, that they did some like really incredible things with the actual Blob in that movie, and I'm wondering if like Creature from the Black Lagoon, like we're talking about a creature that comes out of the water, and depending on how that's depicted, right? Like The Shape of Water has the benefit of being from the 21st century, whereas Creature from the Black Lagoon does not. And like, so there's some two different standards, right? There's two different bars to meet and cross. So I accidentally wrote down the Swampy Creek thing for the 1982 movie. The only thing about Shape of Water is it's not really a horror movie. That's true. It's more just like a monster movie. But we're diversifying here, because if we go straight horror, okay, they're saying Creature from Black Lagoon is a horror movie. Shape of Water is not. Yeah. So it's like, where can this is the, like, what does this list actually, like, what is this list actually? Like, can it be monstery movies? Does it need to be all horror? What's the blending of these genres? And like,
we're talking about monster movies. It doesn't have to be a scary one.
Yeah, like it's this like well-rounded experience where, like, you know, Blob is technically a horror movie. Like, and again, I was struggling when I was eating. I was like, oh, that's kind of a little skeevy. I'm a little wish I wasn't eating right now. But
as we get higher up on the list, it'll be less of horror movies and more of monster movies, creature movies.
Bridgewater Me says, I love Shape, but it can't be number one. All right, you hear the pushback. Noted on the pushback.
I just don't think there's not anything else. I mean, it's just Creature from the Black Lagoon. Like, we haven't seen it come up in pop culture beyond that. It's still a classic, but.
Mm-hmm. All right. Third creature, the Demogorgon.
So you're going Demogorgon in front of Invisible Man? I got Invisible Man stuff pulled up.
Creature number 3, Invisible Man.
So the original 1933 film. Mm-hmm. But this is the complete opposite of Swamp Creature. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, potentially 15 movies or movie series. So the Invisible Man had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, that's right, because the
release.
What's His Face film had more than one. He did more than one. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so he did 7 of
So, and see, even here, and this is one of those things where I'm like, I don't really understand the difference between horror and thriller. Where, like, Invisible Man is a little thrillery more than horror-y.
In 1930s, it was horror.
Sure. Now it's become more of a thriller, right?
Well, especially when you talk about the classic 2000 Hollow Man starring Kevin Bacon.
That's the one. That's the Kevin Bacon's. That right there. There were 2. Didn't he do 2 of them?
The direct-to-video sequel, Hollow Man 2, was starring Christian Slater.
Got it. Okay, so there was a follow-up, but it wasn't Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, Slater.
Christian
didn't have
Slater
that
was
sizzle.
in that. Wow.
And then evidently there was a 2020 Invisible Man.
Which I have here. I have 1930. So like my tentative notes are the 1933 Invisible Man. So again, are we sticking with how much are we sticking in that OG Invisible Man movie? If you haven't seen it, do you have to see it? Versus the 2020 Invisible Man looked really good. Of course, this comes out in 2020, so it was a direct to home theater in-home theater release thing. Kind of just mediocre. Met with mediocre reviews. Just middling reviews. Nothing intense. But has anybody seen the 2021? Can they speak to Invisible Man 2020?
It's got a 7. It's got a 7 on IMDb.
I never. What I'm saying is I didn't hear people being like, yes, that movie.
Well, probably because it was in 2000 or 20.
Okay.
2000. It was last year. We weren't talking about it.
So we've got OG Invisible Man, just because from 1933. So another black and white. This could be the moment where we go try out the new Invisible Man to see how we like it.
What does it say?
Or Hollow Man, or Kevin Bacon's Hollow Man. Have you ever seen Hollow Man, Matt?
No. So wait, for this Invisible Man, does he have a suit?
Absolutely not.
Oh, he's got a suit that makes him invisible. Oh, you got to throw the paint on.
Classic paint. You
I'm
got
spoiling the movie.
Fire extinguishers and paint. Well, that's spoilers.
We got the SWAT team coming in. He's gonna take out the SWAT team. What else? What else you got for it? Mystery Men had Mystery Men, that's a good one. Has a man with the power of invisibility, but he only turns invisible when no one is looking. Yep. Facts.
All right, Mystery Man. All right, so you have 1933 or 2000 or Mystery Men.
What is this actress's name?
Or Hollow Man.
What else has she been in? Elizabeth.
Are we watching Fantastic Four?
Handmaid's Tale. That's what she's been in.
I'm writing down Fantastic Four because it's funny.
I think checks out.
All right, this is what see. And then Hollow Man. I don't know. He's kind of just like he's skeevy. He's just oily, I don't know. Probably in the 2020 version, the character's skeevy as well because they're freaking invisible and watching a woman, and you're just like, why are you here? But I don't know. This is one of those weird ones where I'm like, what is the catalyst for this story? Where does this come from? Because it's turned into super weirdness.
It's plummeting in popularity. That's all you need to know. The Hollow Man plummeting in popularity. 5.8 on IMDb.
I think that's correct. I think that's what should be happening to it. I don't know if it's going to make the cut.
Josh Brolin. Listen, Josh Brolin was in Hollow Man.
Was he the police officer?
I don't know. It was Matthew Kensington.
I don't remember.
No, I think he's a researcher. It looks like a doctor.
Oh, okay. All right. But so is Kevin Bacon. Like that's part of Kevin Bacon. Like is part of a research team, and they end up developing this thing. And
Hollow Man, just trying to prey on 1990s sensibilities in 2000. You know. Cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna see this. Sorry, I'm not gonna see it. Can't do it.
yeah. Okay. So Hollow Man definitely not gonna make it. Not even can't happen. So we're on Mystery Men, Fantastic Four, or the new or original Invisible Man here
Okay.
on these options.
Okay.
All right. Demogorgon.
Demogorgon.
We're moving on to Demogorgon.
Demogorgon.
Is there any scenario where this isn't Stranger Things?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out.
This is kind of
the Demogorgon and Stranger Things. Escape the Demogorgon. Oh, that's a fan film. Yeah, I don't think it's appeared in anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
I think this is Stranger Things.
Here we go.
So
13 films that influenced Stranger Things. Goonies, yeah. Stand by Me, yeah. Star Wars, okay. Aliens, kind of a Demogorgon. No.
we're gonna get to Aliens.
Jaws, Third Encounter, yeah. We'll get there. We'll get E.T., Firestarter, Akira, Poltergeist, Nightmare on Elm, Breaking Away, Gremlins. Yeah, nope. I think that's a pretty clear one and done. Yeah.
Yeah. So Stranger Things season 1 is the Demogorgon.
But hey,
we always binge watch it anyways. So here we go.
Oh, Quiet Place. They're saying Quiet Place has a similar monster.
Oh, that's it. There you go. I like that. Quiet Place does have a very similar monster. You're right.
I only know that because they finally showed one in a preview. Still a hard pass.
Oh, because of part 2. Yeah. Which I
Uh,
still haven't seen, but I think it's available now. It's available to rent, or it might be available to stream somewhere. I don't remember.
Quiet Place 2, Where to Watch.
Part 2, specifically part 2. Which probably includes part 1 too, for being honest.
Well, they're not sure. All right, what's so number 3 is
The Mummy.
The Mummy. Well, let's talk about The Mummy. Okay, The Mummy. Universal Studios.
Yeah.
I just want The Mummy.
Why won't you watch it, Matt?
I just don't watch those kind of things, Blake. I just don't do it. It's not my thing.
Many Worlds, what's up? Welcome to stream. We are what's at the top of the watch list. So we're going through right now. We're compiling options for each of the creatures. We just did Demogorgon on Stranger Things season 1 or potential Quiet Place. I think that's an awesome alternative. Also because it's a great movie. So like, I'm excited that it gets to potentially make the list. And we're doing the Mummy and No Soul. Definitely, ironically saying Tom Cruise, baby, right? No Soul, right? Because it's definitely not on my list. This is another either we're going for like the super camp where I just get annoyed because there's another damsel, or the 1999 The Mummy with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. If somebody wants to position an argument where the 1999 The Mummy doesn't win, I'm open to hear it now. But as far as I'm concerned, that's really the only movie that's making the Mummy list right now.
Yeah, but what if I just said The Mummy Returns is better than The Mummy?
I mean, then I would say if you want to make an argument for why you should just watch the trilogy, then that's perfectly fine for me as well.
2 words. The Rock.
Okay. I'm sold. I'll watch the trilogy. in the Mummy category, I'm willing to watch the trilogy. No, so the Tom Cruise Mummy movie is bad.
It's
It's not good.
it's unwatchable.
It's not a good movie. I'm gonna write down the Mummy trilogy here.
I mean, we got. It's crazy how
I
many.
spelled trilogy wrong.
There's the Mummy, the Mummy's Hand, the Mummy's Tomb, the Mummy's Ghost, the Mummy's Curse.
I know there's
and
a
then
lot
a
of
comedy
those.
horror crossover called Meet the Mummy in 1955.
The shot of the rock is legendarily bad CGI. Yes, that is also extremely true, Manny
That's
Wells.
why
Thank you.
that was what makes it so watchable.
So watchable because of it. Because
I mean, it's
just,
a perfect
yep,
time in movies.
Yep, this is early rock film career. He agreed to this. This is excellent. Oh
No,
my gosh.
I did say The Mummy Returns is better than the original with Brendan Fraser, and I do stand by that.
I mean, you're wrong, but
unequivocally.
it's okay. It's definitely not correct. But we
y'all
can
just
talk
like to watch
about
bugs
that as
eat.
as a package deal. This is definitely one of those cases where like Mummy Returns does not exist without the Mummy, and therefore like it is essential that you're watching at least both of them together.
Y'all are wrong. I mean, I would put the Rock spinoff, The Scorpion King, up there too, but that doesn't count because it's not actually about any mummies. I think I'm just trolling you guys now. Okay, we got the Mummy. See, the Mummy, not horror. Not horror.
There.
Action.
Promote my
Bug's Life. I wrapped that movie in toilet paper and flushed it.
I saw a picture of just a still from A Bug's Life sometime relatively recently. I don't even remember why. And I was like, wow, I almost forgot that movie existed. It's real bad. Okay.
I don't remember if it's good or bad. I remember it being very forgettable.
So original Mummy. And they made them for a while. So like clearly that as the series was a
Very
big
successful.
hit in theaters at the time, right? Because they kept going back to the well. But are there also pulp novels like that's pulling from, and like are those the better option here? Like, is this, and this is not getting expanded beyond a watch list, but I'm just curious if like this is a question for OG Mummy, and like. So yes, there's an original Mummy that's happening, but I'm not sure if this is a case. Like I feel like this is a case where it doesn't matter, except there are so many of them, and I'm like I have a little bit of curiosity, but I feel like I might get bored with them because they're so dumb, and it's like we also have to talk about the werewolf or the vampire coming up, so like how much of this are we putting on? How much of that are we putting on the list?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like some of these movies are so old. They just
right, and you're like, I think Creature from Black Lagoon actually might be good. Like I'm like it. I might be excited about that one.
I'm not sure I can go 30s black and white. I'm just not that.
Does Tomb Raider have mummies?
No, those are zombies, not mummies. Well, I'm thinking more about Resident Evil, but I did. Here's the one tidbit that I was reading a second ago. Supposedly, the Tom Cruise remake was supposed to be included in the Dark Universe, which was going to be Universal's MCU.
Yep.
And Tom Cruise's movie.
That was their attempt to. That was their relaunch attempt.
Yeah, it bombed so bad that there will be no further Dark Universe movies.
Yep.
I don't know about that. Moving on, going back to another H.G. Wells classic. We've got
so this is a clarifying thing, Matt, right? Because I do tentatively have Tarantula here, but I'm happy not to talk about Tarantula because freaking don't like spiders. So we're gonna keep out. We're gonna go OG classic Can't Be Creatures.
How about we? Yeah.
Okay.
Those first four monsters took us 35 minutes, so I'm not sure we're going to make it through the rest.
All right.
Unless we go rapid fire. But let's say, hey, which Spider movie do you most not want to see? And the answer is
Return of the King.
the answer here is clearly Arachnophobia.
That's really funny.
Because that movie scarred me for life. Just seeing the tarantulas come out of the sink.
And the spider one from Harry Potter. There we go. That is 3. That is Harry Potter 3.
The Incredible Shrinking Man.
The Incredible Shrinking Man.
What about Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Was there a spider in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or just the ants? I think they were smart enough not to put a spider in, right?
Freaking don't like spiders.
Okay, there we go. We've done it.
I'm ready. Chris Raimier, Cockroach, and then Chris Raimier says Arachnophobia was crazy. I watched that when I was way too young. We just all have stories like that, don't we? Where we watch things too young. All right, Blake. We don't need to talk about the wolf spiders in your basement, okay?
Wolf spiders aren't scary.
The next creature is the Invader.
Yeah.
There's a lot of commentary on spider movies that should not be watched.
Let's see. I had a roommate who had 28 pet spiders at once. Nope, I'm out. I'm moving out right away. There's a movie about lava spitting spiders called Lava.
What are you doing? Are you putting this on screen? Oh no.
No, I'm just going through. I found this article of 50 best monster movies.
Now you're like, which ones are? Oh, see, Little Shop of Horrors, but I don't think like there's man-eating plant there, right? Hey, Matt, true story. We have a Venus flytrap plant now.
Oh, fun.
Since we won't be doing man-eating plant, we have a Venus flytrap. It's crazy. That plant is crazy.
Yeah, those things are awesome.
I was like, whatever, probably like this thing is like, how does this even happen? And then I got it from my cousin. My cousin showed me how it works, and they close so fast. I was like, get out of here. I'm not sticking my finger in that.
Just like that.
They're like, you just got to poke it twice and then it closes. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
No. I just want to say that we've got this far into our discussion and we haven't even hit on Monsters, Inc., so we fail at life. That's all.
Well, we haven't figured out a way to tie it together. I mean, does Monsters, Inc. count for werewolf?
Hellboy. Can we add Hellboy into the Swamp Thing?
Oh. Yeah, I think that's probably... All right, I'm adding it.
Dog Soldiers?
All right, did it.
What the heck is this?
Did it.
The Monster Squad, 1987. Also got a swamp creature. Man, this article, I should have read this article first. And then I would have looked so smart. Okay, so wait, we got...
But for the record, that Hellboy movie is not very good. But I'm happy to add it because it's like...
It's cringe good.
Yeah, okay. It's like, okay. Just want to clarify that. All right, the Invader. You ready for the Invader?
I'm ready for the Invader.
All right, so we've got the Invader, or Alien. And this is where Matt and I get to shine together. We've got Planet 51, okay? Signs comes up as a classic Alien movie. Aliens.
Aliens. Alien Resurrection.
No, I'm not writing that one down.
Prometheus. No, but they actually are on their planet, so that doesn't count either. Wait, can we just talk about what about War of the Worlds?
Does it count if they're not on Earth? Because then technically, none of the aliens count.
They have to be on Earth. I think they got to be invading. Although
Race to Which Mountain, Men in Black, these are all great. Men in Black, what a great call out.
Yeah, but they're not invading.
Come on, that's a great call out.
They're not invading.
I mean, they are.
No, War of the Worlds. We don't actually ever see the invader, but you've got both war. I mean, obviously it's H.G. Wells. I feel like that's the origin of this.
Mm-hmm.
Another Tom Cruise movie making its way. He just loves. It's because he works with Universal.
Mars Needs Moms. Invader Zim. Close Encounters, I think, is also an excellent call out.
I think you're right. Ooh.
Race to Witch Mountain. So there's an old one and a new one, right?
Words.
So speaking of The Rock.
2 words. The Rock.
The Rock. I mean, like, the movie was just okay.
I don't know. I didn't see it, but obviously it was just okay. You knew it was just going to be okay. It was starring The Rock. See what I did there?
Mm-hmm. What about The Day the Earth Stood Still?
Day the Earth Stood Still.
So
that is, you're just talking about the original. Because I think the original is like really highly regarded.
Yes. Yeah, that's I'm pretty sure another Criterion movie. Yeah, I'm for sure not talking about the remake of Day the Earth Stood Still.
Was that with Keanu?
Yes, it was. Good, yep.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. This is where, that period of my life, I was just consuming way too much entertainment. Way too much.
Like, does 2021 Matt agree with
whenever that movie came? I only saw it the one time.
2010? How old is that movie now?
2008. I was still
2008. Yeah. All right. Space Jam. All right.
Okay.
I can't believe we had They Live reference with no warning beforehand. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So we have They Live, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I don't. Space Jam is pretty funny.
Movies. Spaced Invaders. What is this? Is this a comedy? Yeah, 1990 comedy. Spaced Invaders. I mean, I feel like. Is Alien in? No, because it's not. They're not invading.
I think they're disqualified because of not Earth.
Hitchhiker's Guide. Well, they destroyed the planet.
Not Earth.
They destroyed the planet.
So invasion successful.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Ugh. Gruesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that one. I can't do that one.
Donald Sutherland though, and Jeff Goldblum. No.
Jeff Goldblum is in that.
And Leonard Nimoy.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why is that cast so good?
I don't know.
Golly. All right. I'm writing it down.
I'm tempted to.
I don't want to do that one. Such a good cast.
I mean, we could put Captain Marvel on here.
we could. The cat, right? It's the cat.
I don't know. What else do you guys got?
And Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Those Oompa Loompas are definitely aliens. Okay. I can't believe we had a They Live reference with no warning beforehand. What is They Live?
He's going. He's doing it.
Oh, John Carpenter. Is this the one? Maddox talks about this one a lot. He just likes all of the advertisements in this.
Well, what's not to like? Pure 80s wonderfulness.
John Roberts III as family man, and John Lawrence as a bearded man. Wow, they had to go deep on that.
I really want to like Halloween because I love Jamie Lee Curtis. And that's where she got her start. So I just don't think I can sit down and watch it.
Oh, nope. Oh, the John Carpenter. He and I are not friends. We're not hanging out. Well, we got a lot of Invader movies.
Mm-hmm. We've got a pretty substantial list, though. I think this is good. We've got Men in Black, War of the Worlds, Close Encounters, Day the Earth Stood Still, Space Jam, and Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So I feel it's feeling. I'm not going to put Charlie and the Chocolate Factory on this list.
It's a good list.
Also, because like that movie also kind of weirds me out, but not the Oompa Loompas. The Oompa Loompas aren't I'm just weird. Like this is guy gives child candy, go to candy shop by yourself without a parental supervision. This is weird. It's just weird.
Yeah.
All right. The werewolf.
The werewolf.
Werewolf
movies. So you got Teen Wolf. You got.
He had his grandpa.
A lot.
Yeah, without appropriate parental supervision. Stand by my. But isn't there like some teenage werewolf movie, right? The teenagers werewolf, or London, werewolf in London or something?
I mean, are you werewolf in London?
Right? Isn't that a thing? The Prisoner of Azkaban. Okay, all right. I see it. We have The Howling, an American Werewolf in London. Thank you. That's all right. I'm gonna write down Prisoner of Azkaban.
We'll get into this in Vampire because I think Vampire and Werewolf these are kind of they're yin and yang, right?
Bridgewater meet Teen Wolf. Thank you. Teen Wolf is what I was thinking of. And American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, I mean, because is Teen Wolf the one with Michael J. Fox, right?
Yes. Is that true? Check. You got the internet up.
Can we add strippers versus werewolves to the list, please?
We cannot.
Van Helsing. Yeah, there's just ton. I mean, werewolves are everywhere in movies. Wow.
Van Helsing isn't vampire? Oh, it's both?
Well, that's what I was saying, but
oh, it's both.
The werewolves and vampires are always fighting each other.
Well, right. Okay. So yes. So you've got Underworld, right? Like
yeah,
if we're
that's
gonna
what I was thinking about too.
Yeah. Which Underworld, you can judge me. It's fine. I deserve to be judged for this. But I love them.
Yeah. I don't disagree at all.
Not because they're like the most excellent thing ever, even though the first one is really good. And again, with like people joining a movie and you're just like, why did that person agree to do this movie? That's weird to me. That
The Wolfman. Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins, Emily Blunt. Why have I never heard of this movie?
The Wolfman. All right.
What is this?
But this list can't be too fancy pants, you know?
No, I mean The Wolfman, literally a remake of the 1941 film with the same name. Has anybody seen this?
I have not seen that.
It had a $150 million budget and it grossed $142 million.
2020?
2010.
2010. Oh, that says 2010. I think I have seen that. I'm pretty sure I have. It's not very happy. I don't think it has a happy ending. Spoilers. I don't think it has a happy ending.
Very poorly rated. 5.8.
No, so I've heard great things about Josh Rubin's Werewolves Within. Werewolves Within. Yeah, I did watch that movie. Yeah. I remember. Back that up. I'm gonna unwrite that one down. There we go. Werewolves Within. You looking it up?
Werewolves Within. Okay, no. I was looking through the rest of what IMDb recommends. What, Werewolf Within?
Werewolves Within. Plural.
Okay, 2000. Wait, like came out just this year? This is a comedy, correct?
I don't know.
Surely. It looks comical to me.
It does look comical. It is a comical type of poster.
Definitely a comedy, dark comedy.
Dark comedy. All right, for dark comedy options, werewolves with. I'm gonna write it within. But I think isn't American Werewolf in London also kind of comedic? Isn't that the point? Is that those are 80s tropey 80s comedy? Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, this is pretty highly rated.
That's creepy though. That's image with the mirror. Also comedic. Yes. Okay. Cool.
Looks like a 1980s movie. It has funny moments, but it is not a comedy. Okay, Bridgewater me. I hear you.
Oh, okay.
I hear you.
But comic relief is important in situations like this.
Okay, we got a good list. Right, so it's 11:22, Jen. We got to hit the accelerator. We got 3 more monsters left, and some of these are big hitters. We're almost there.
All right. Third to last, the vampire.
Yep.
So I'll just start it off.
Okay.
Interview with the Vampire.
Creepy movie.
Okay, vampires are creepy.
No, but there's some real like. There's just that whole movie is a vibe, and I'm not sure anybody's here for that vibe.
What we do in the shadows. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
What we do in the shadows? Van Helsing. What are the teen ones? Breaking Dawn is a sequel.
Twilight.
Twilight.
Oh, all right. Twilight.
Daughters of Darkness, the European horror film from the 70s. Okay.
Sesame Street.
Can we put Blade on here? You know?
See, so Blade is one of those things like I put up against Underworld again. Underworld kind of hitting both categories here. Not kind of, it's definitely hitting both categories here. I like Underworld better than Blade, and I always compare those two because it's like gritty nightclub scene thing going on or something, and like I don't know, like they're just like pitted against each other, and I like an Underworld comes out on top for me.
Okay. I think that's fine.
It's just how Underworld is good stuff. Yeah, it's good stuff if it counts for both. If it ends up doubling up, could be cheating. What We Do in the Shadows is a great call out for that straight up comedy. I've never watched this show though, right? So what is it? Fox has the show. There's the movie version of it, and then the show afterwards. But I've not, which is Americans, right? So the show is the American ones, and the movie is Australian. Is it Australian or is it New Zealand? I actually don't know which.
And so the original Universal film is Dr. X. Is that what I'm gathering here? No, this is a Warner Brothers.
No, Dracula.
The original Dracula. Okay.
This is that.
The 1931 film Dracula. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Is Dracula 1931 scary? It's not violent, but is scary. Okay. So you gotta have the original Dracula on there.
It's like looming dark again. There's some like inside of these original are some choices, some like spooky choices of like how they convey eeriness through camera angles, through lighting, that you kind of learn about or you see originally that is pretty interesting.
Count Dracula.
But again, at the same time, you're just like, oh, something feels so dated. Like, is there a better, like, do things get better, or is everything after Dracula, original Dracula, just like only exists because Dracula existed first?
All right, so here we go. We've got 1992 Dracula with Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, Anthony Hopkins,
Oh,
Keanu Reeves.
that's right. Oh, wow.
Yikes.
That's all I have to say.
That's rough.
Okay, so here this is something I
7.4?
learned recently. So Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves actually technically legally got married on during that movie.
What?
There's a marriage scene in it at the end, and apparently they actually had an officially like the wedding scene in it was actually officiated and it was like a legal marriage scene. They joke about it in interviews all the time because they just did uh, uh, they did the Vineyard movie together where they go to a wedding and they don't like each other, and then
it's a meet cute
romantic comedy that wasn't actually that funny. But they talk about it in interviews where they're like, yeah, actually, we're technically married.
Okay, so this 1990s one is supposedly pretty good, actually.
I've heard the 90s Dracula movie is the most faithful one to the original novel.
Huh. All right. Then we flash forward 8 years to Dracula 2000. I don't. Wow. Yeah, this just looks like they were trying to sell some sex in the 90s. Gerald Butler as Dracula.
Oh wow, Gerard Butler's in it. That's
so
excellent.
is Christopher Plummer.
Come on.
It's one of those one for me, one for them, you know.
This might be the best part of going through this list right now is so far is like, how do these people end up in these movies? What?
Okay, so they wake up Dracula and he travels to New Orleans to find his nemesis' daughter, Mary Van Helsing. Wow. All right, we're going to close on that one. And then we got Dracula Untold 2014. Luke Evans.
Man, yeah, that's right. With the bats as the wings. I remember that poster.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I watched this. I'm pretty sure
You forgot.
That's all I remember about it. Mm-hmm.
Charles Dance. Yeah, I mean, this looks very forgettable.
Yeah.
All right, we got a great Dracula list, though.
The Dracula, I'll just say the 90s Dracula movie, I think it might be taking itself a little too seriously, whereas like I could look at the old OG Dracula movie and be like, ha ha ha, I'm laughing at an old movie because I'm sitting here watching this super cheesy campy movie. But then also I could get that out of What We Do in the Shadows, so like that's actually like totally winning for me right now in this list of this one. But the 90s one was like super serious and you're just like snooze fest. Even with Winona Ryder and Oldman and Keanu Reeves. Like isn't Marvel coming out with a new vampire one? I don't know.
Well,
is that true?
I see Morbius starring Jared Leto, but I don't think that's a Marvel. I mean, I think Blade is the Marvel.
Oh, vampire. Okay. Yeah. Which is
Marvel vampire movie. Morbius. No. Evidently, Morbius is a Marvel. What?
Oh, okay. I don't know anything about it.
Well, there's a trailer.
Bloody disgusting.
Sony's latest Spider-Man. Oh, it's a Spider-Man spinoff. Centers on Michael Morbius, scientist who's trying to find a cure for a rare blood disease, accidentally transforms himself into a living vampire. Chooses to prey upon criminals he deems unworthy of life.
Aha. That's how he justifies it.
What I want to know is What was the vampire Interview with a Vampire?
Now, be careful what they said with the scrolling. If you're gonna look up Interview with the Vampire, I took it off. I felt like the vibe thing is just it doesn't have a chance.
Oh man, that movie.
Is this like Matt didn't like it at all, or
no?
Matt wasn't expecting what happened.
Matt wants to like it. Matt wants to appreciate it, but it was just weird. Like there's just it's too much.
Well, I mean, it's just kind of like like in a different way than what we do. It's just leaning into the fact that like it is weird. What we're talking about is weird. Which kind of makes me feel like Twilight. Now Twilight's kind of like moving up the list for me.
Okay.
And I just dawned on me that Twilight could also cover the werewolf vampire
Breaking Dawn
thing as well. So we've got like Underworld Twilight. It could go 1-2 there, and totally do that for me. I think that's really
chat,
funny.
Save us.
I think that'd be really funny, Chad. You better talk us out of that, because you better like push hard for American Werewolf in London, because otherwise that could be what happens.
Okay.
All right. Second
The
to last.
Beast.
The Beast.
Kong Skull Island.
Skull Island.
Unequivocally.
Skull Island is great.
Well, there's
So
the Jack Black King Kong, so King Kong movies.
We've got King Kong. If we want to see, original.
So you got original King Kong, 1933.
Original, it's like claymation, right? Some OG claymation stuff going on there.
Oh. I mean, iconic, right? It's something, claymation, something.
Which I've never seen it.
It's on HBO Max.
It's in that cult classic section. I mean, look how great that looks. Go back to that. Look how great that looks. Come on.
Which one are you at?
Like all all of them. Any of the ones with Kong. Any of the ones that don't feature humans. That one, that one. I guess that features humans, but the dinosaurs. Let's go. That's great.
So you got classic Kong.
I get Kong Skull Island very really good in terms of like the monster movies that have been coming out. Definitely, I think top of the list for both Matt and I.
Mighty Joe Young.
Oh, I think No Soul says I think you could add Planet of the Apes.
Okay. We shouldn't, because I don't want to admit that I haven't seen the new Planet of the Apes movies.
You haven't seen the last one either?
No, I haven't made that work.
I also have not seen it. But it feels too sophisticated, maybe, for me. Like, I enjoyed those. Rampage.
Those games were awesome.
That movie is not going on the list.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I haven't seen the movie. Two words, The Rock.
It's not going on the list. Rayo says, I don't know where this should fall, but Mandy has some demonic biker people. They're quite beast-like.
Mandy?
I've never heard of this.
Mandy Moore? Mandy. Nicolas Cage.
Well, didn't Nicolas Cage do Biker, the Ghost Rider?
And Elijah Wood. That's interesting.
What is this? I've never heard of this movie. And it's a little campy too because Nicolas Cage. Nice. I like it.
Yeah, we could have said campy movie. That would have just eliminated. That would have just. Wow, this movie looks awful.
Yeah, but does it look intentionally awful or
Do any of Nicolas Cage's ever?
incidentally awful?
I don't know. Listen, Skull Island is a masterpiece. I just want to
It's
just say
I don't know about masterpiece. It's just very enjoyable, and it's also being compared to um, what we're about to come to in the last creature, and so like they've more recently than not been pretty easy to better. You know what
yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
hold on. We haven't talked about the 2005 Peter Jackson remake of King Kong. We're not there yet. Which, by the
Yeah,
way, clocks in
I
at
don't
3
think we
hours and
are.
7 minutes. What? Peter Jackson needs to learn how to cut a movie.
What if we? I think I'm wondering how we're gonna call this list and how we come down. Is we go to the everything wrong with all of these movies and see which of them have the everything wrong with, and then
I
which
think
of
this is
those
just
are the
Instagram.
shortest.
I think this is Instagram content for like the next 2 weeks. It's like we need the people to decide, not us.
This is, yeah, that's fair. These are going to be polls, ongoing polls.
Oh, Jack Black.
We just got to get it down to two because polls, like there's either right. What we could do, Matt, is be like there's a right or wrong answer, right? So you do like the multiple choice, but there's secretly just a right answer if we pre-select, or we got to get it down to two, and then we can poll it.
Okay, we'll work with the team to get it down too.
I mean, if we leave the beast at OG King Kong and Kong Skull Island, we're good here.
Okay, I think that's fine.
All right.
So now we go to Godzilla movies. Well, kaiju.
Last but not least, King of the Monsters, the kaiju. What movies represent the kaiju? I have never watched the original Godzilla movie.
Same. But you've got it's the what is
No,
the
still
original
said
Godzilla?
Manny got a lot of love.
I'm gonna go with I want to add the 1998 Matthew Broderick classic Godzilla. Classic.
All right.
That was my first exposure to Godzilla.
Okay.
And then I gotta throw in Pacific Rim.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to find what the original Godzilla. Original Godzilla.
Well, so it's Japanese.
1954. Right?
Also, claymation.
Mm-hmm.
I think in line with OG King Kong.
Yep.
No, but I think it goes back further. Is that the first Americanized one, or does it go back further than that?
I'm not sure. Oh, let's look at the bottom. Looks like it's the original.
I wonder if there's like just Japanese lore that's. I mean, the lore is definitely older than that, but there's a.
It looks like it's the original.
All right.
I mean, this poster is very iconic.
Who's the director?
The director is Ishiro Honda.
Okay, got it. That's correct then.
1 minute. We're almost done, Nora.
My
kids have been at Grandma's house, and now they're back, and they're like, Dad.
They're back, and they're like, lunchtime.
Let's go. Lunchtime. Also,
let's go.
Can we play video games? Also, we don't care that you're on stream because Mom's not home. Okay, good.
All right. So we have OG Godzilla, 1954. Matthew Broderick Godzilla from 1998. Pacific Rim.
Are you any of the Godzillas? Any of the original Godzillas, or like not the recent ones, like Godzilla King of Monsters, Godzilla.
Look, here's my hesitation with Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim is so good, but like truly casts like the creature as the bad guy, as the villain, right? Godzilla's not a villain. So that's it's like a problem point on Pacific Rim. As much as I love Pacific Rim, I just can't be like Pacific Rim as a Godzilla movie that doesn't, like then I have trouble with it. But if we're going like, no kaiju, then Pacific Rim is great. But if we're being like Godzilla, then it's more of an issue. And as for the new ones, they're beautiful, but
I loved Godzilla versus Kong. I absolutely adored it. I thought it was super.
No, you like the fight scenes in Godzilla versus Kong because they're great.
Yeah,
they're excellent.
What else are you wanting out of this Godzilla movie?
I mean, I wanted like dialogue that somewhat kept me engaged from fight scene to fight scene.
I was engaged. I was in. I loved the storyline of the underground monorail and
Hey Ray, thanks for hopping by. Enjoy your dinner. Thanks for joining the conversation and all of the great recommendations. All right. I mean, look, Godzilla versus Kong could turn into Beast and Kaiju, right? Could double up there.
I think Kong Skull Island is better than Godzilla versus Kong. So it can't be King Kong. It can't be Kong's movie.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, listen, I think Godzilla versus Kong is better than the 1998 Godzilla movie. But the 1998 Godzilla movie was just hella fun.
Okay.
So
I haven't
fun.
watched either of those.
Oh, you haven't? Wait, come on. Someone in chat's got to be with me on the Matthew Broderick.
There's a lot of silence.
You gotta watch this movie. Let me see if it's on anything. It's on Hulu. You got Hulu?
No.
Fine. Oh, it might be on Prime Video. Yeah, it's on Prime.
It's on Prime? Is it actual Prime Video Prime? Or is it like rentable?
Stars on Prime.
No, that's different. That's different, Matt. Right. So the question here is: Pacific Rim staying, or is it going? This is and that might come down to that might be poll worthy. We just got to narrow down which of the Godzillas is going on next to it.
We need a bracket. What we really need is a Godzilla bracket movie. Or bracket.
Not with you, Bridgewater. Me, not with you. Sorry.
I understand, Bridgewater. Me,
oh, yes.
I get it. It is definitely nostalgia. I have not seen that movie in 20 years. But I have fond memories of my childhood. Any campy movie? Let's see. We've got in the expansion. We've got Mummy, Tarantula, Man-Eating Plant, and Rogue Robot. Those are some good ones there, but I think that we can keep to the original.
No. The OG list. Look, there's a lot. We can add that as an addendum. Like that's new content somewhere. That's next year's content. How are we adding to the watch list?
Any campy creature or campy movie or monster that you feel like we didn't do justice to. Remember, we're noobs here. Jen and I are not the creature aficionados.
Mm-hmm. There are things on this list that I have not seen that I'm pretty excited for.
Okay.
Standout surprise for me that's on this list is Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I'm still shocked at who's in that movie, and I'm gonna go investigate. But I'm excited to watch Creature from the Black Lagoon as well.
Okay. Good.
All right. Shakes head. Hey, if you let me do the last thing.
Oh, I made your head really big.
There we go.
Didn't mean
to. If you haven't heard, the month of October is our pumpkin carving contest. We are doing our 4th annual pumpkin carving contest. I've linked the templates, the free templates that you can access for campy creatures. Grab a pumpkin, grab those carving tools, grab those templates, and get carving. The last week of October, you will be able to submit pictures of your campy creations on those pumpkins for a chance to win the coveted Campy Creatures carving set and some gift cards to the website. Which, hey, Christmas is coming, Get ready. So Fourth annual pumpkin carving contest. There's still time. We are doing our pumpkin carving, our annual pumpkin carving this weekend on Sunday. I'm very excited to do some carving, our annual carving. What about you, Matt? You've got and Matt's got kids. So Matt was talking about the idea of kids. So if you have a young one who is not quite ready to handle the sharp tools that are carving tools, included in those templates is a coloring page. If you have a kiddo that wants to participate with a coloring page instead, that's a totally reasonable entry into an acceptable entry into the pumpkin carving contest.
Agreed.
So again, grab those templates and that be on the lookout for how to submit those pumpkin carving creations the last week of October.
Cool.
And also, you want to talk about the giveaway, Matt? Next week,
we are going to be partnering with our friends who were on last week from Mini Worlds Tavern. Here's a little bit of their instant coffee right here. I had some this morning. We're going to be doing a giveaway with them next week. So win some coffee, win a copy of Parks. You can get all that information over on the Instagram.
Yep, be on the lookout.
Next Monday through Friday, right, Jen?
That's right. Monday through Friday. Be on the lookout for that post drop on Monday.
So, thank y'all so much. Happy Thursday. Have a great weekend. And
thanks for joining us. Thanks for going on this movie list creating journey with us.
It was fun. We will catch y'all next time.
Oh, we will not. So we will not be here next week. This is also an update. We will not be here next week. So we will be back week of Halloween, that pumpkin carving week. So be on the lookout for us.
And I'm sure we'll be talking about pumpkins, won't we?
Yeah.
That's 14 days. October 28th.
14 days.
See you then.
Bye.
Goodbye. We'll miss you too, no soul. Man, there's a lot of movies. There's so many movies. So many movies. Well, thanks, Jen. That was fun. Telling it, you need. Yeah, you definitely need. You gotta watch the Matthew Broderick '98 Godzilla movie. You got to. I think it's. I mean, it's not as crazy. It's like not as fun of a rewatch as The Mummy, but for me, it's like kind of in that same vein timeline and time frame. 1998. So, Campy's on the Halloween game list that BGG sent out. That's awesome. Yo, what's up, No Gel? Good to see you. Do you see? I did. I saw the solo one. I did see the solo one. It was awesome. Oh, my kids are in. They're in. Hey, girls. Hey, hold on. What's your favorite monster? Goldfish. Good. Excellent.
What?
Your favorite monster. Just your favorite monster in any movie. Vampire? Nora loves the campy creature vampire. She always wants to be the vampire when we play campy creatures. Hope. Have you guys seen Transylvania? Hotel Transylvania?
No.
Yeah. Remember, like the vampires, they run the hotel. What's your favorite monster from that?
The vampires who run the hotel.
Okay.
Never heard of that.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go feed my kids, y'all. Guess we're done. This is what No Soul said. Yep. Gotta go rescue the kids from their hunger.